Welcome back to my channel. So, if this is your first time on this channel, what I do is that I talk about a topic that God has placed on my heart, and I also talk about my writing business to you. I do write poetry. So, yeah, so if you've clicked this video, then you should know that you're already my friend. So, feel free to engage in this video. So, today, as you can tell from the title, we are going to be talking about identifying your gift, your calling. Yeah. And then I am also going to be showing you how I make my greeting card short book. So I'm going to be making something similar as this card. Hopefully you could see it. And then this is the writing, right? I actually rebranded this card, right, to this card. So initially, right, this was the card. This is how it used to look. And then I rebranded it recently to this card. So I'm going to be making something similar as this card, right? And I also suggest that you do watch this video till the end because I do have a message for you. So first, we're going to be talking about calling. What is calling? So calling, right? Calling, it's kind of like what God has called us to do, right? Because God is our creator. So what God has called us to do on this earth, right? So most of the time your gift are usually your calling, right? Calling is different from career. Somebody could have their career, they could change their career a billion times, but for your calling, you cannot change your calling. The assignments could change, but the calling it can't be erased, right? So somebody could have a career and could also have your calling. Somebody may be wondering, like, what is my calling? And the first important thing for us to do is to go to God and ask Him, God, what is my calling? What am I called to do? Right? And I do know that at times when people ask God, people get confused. Like at times they feel like they didn't hear God clearly, or they feel like they didn't hear God at all. So it places people in a position where they're really confused and they don't know what their gift or what their calling is. So in cases like that, right, I feel like when someone prays to God and still cannot identify their calling, what they have to do is to really sit there and think, like, what are my gifts? And if they think about their gifts and you're still struggling to find out what your gifts are, right, what you have to do is to really think that what are you good at? And then if you think that, I feel like I'm really good at baking, let's just say baking, that could be your calling. So you just start from somewhere, like, okay, you know what? I'm good at baking. So let me start baking, right? That could be your calling because that is the gift that God has instilled in you. So if God has instilled it in you, then of course He wants you to make use of it, right? So yeah, so just really think, like, what are you good at? What are your hobbies? What do you do at your free time? Like, do you like braiding hair? If you like doing hair, that could be your calling. Because I've heard stories of people when, God gifted them with like beauty stuff, making hair. Well, it was somebody's story that I actually listened to, right? So she was just doing people's hair. And then when she was doing people's hair, she was actually bringing people closer to God. Like she would just braid their hair and then they talk about their struggles. They talk about God. She helps them out. So through the braiding, she was bringing people closer to God. So just really think, like, what are your hobbies? And then if you could really identify that, you start making use of it. Like, you know what? Let me start from somewhere. Yeah. So that's another way that could help to identify your gift. And then what do you love doing? Do you love like mixing things to develop a mixture? If that's the case, you start, mixing stuff to make a cream or perfume, something. Do you love making people laugh? That could be your calling. I'm telling you, that could be your calling, like really making people laugh. Like, I really feel like I should have made use of that, because when I was a child, I actually really used to love making people laugh. Like, I used to love entertaining. Like, I'm so much different now because I feel like I'm calm now. But when I was a child, so I remember, yeah, so I just really used to like love joking around. I remember when I was a kid, right? My daddy, right? His phone used to be ringing, and then he would just tell me like, "Oh, Bridget, go get my phone," right? An important phone call too. And instead of me getting his phone, I used to really love like the ringing tone. So instead of me getting the phone, I would be dancing to like the ringing tone. And then he ends up missing the important call. Like, I used to be joking around, be doing random crazy stuff. I used to be dancing just to make people laugh. And then even like the grown people, because I used to hang out with grown people, they used to testify like, you are a fun person, right? And I just really feel like I should have really made use of that gift, but because I just feel like making people laugh, like if you have that gift, you could even win America's funniest video. Like, I'm telling you, maybe something funny that you did, you could win that, and that could be your calling. From that point, people will start knowing you, and that could be your calling. So just really think about it, like, do you love making people laugh? If that's the case, you just start making use of it. So whatever that you love to do, that could be a way to identify your gift or your calling. Do you have something that's really unique about you, right? Something really different. That could also be your gift. For instance, let's just say you feel like you have, this is just a regular example, right? You feel like you have like the loudest snore, right? Okay. If that's the case, start from somewhere. Like, you could win the Guinness World Record or something, and that could be your calling. That could be your calling. So, like, if that's the case, let's just say, that example, you have like the loudest snore, you just let somebody record you while you're sleeping, and then put it somewhere. I'm telling you, you start from somewhere, and then God is just going to take the rest. God is just going to keep leading you, keep directing you. So even if you feel like this thing is so irrelevant, if it's unique, you should start making use of it, because God has instilled these gifts in us. So we have to use these gifts, because if we don't use it, your gift could be given to somebody else. So yeah, so that's one important way to think about your gift is, do you have something unique about you? What have people told you that you're good at? Like, really think about it. Like, what have people told you? Just really think about it. Like, what is something repeatedly, right, that people have been telling you, like, oh, maybe you're really good at this? What have people been telling you that you're good at? If you think about it and then you end up identifying it, that could be your calling. You just start, because it's your gift. So make use of it, right? The only time that it could be a problem when it comes to like calling, right? It's when you try to depart from your gift and then try to use somebody else's gift. Maybe you do see that, okay, this person really knows how to sew, right? And then you know that that is not your gift, but you just find it to be beautiful, right? So you're just like, you know what? Let me try. If this person did it, then I'm able to do it too. And then you end up shifting away from your gift and start using somebody else's gift. Or that could be a problem. Like, you could even get stuck if that happens, because God created everyone differently. And when that happens, like, your gift will be waiting for you, because God knows why he gave you that gift and not that person's gift. So in cases like that, you could probably get stuck, because God would be waiting for you to work on your gift. and not somebody else's gift. So God knows the reason why he gave that person that gift and why he gave you your gift. So when you trying to refrain from your gift to somebody else's gift, that, yeah, could be a problem. But if it's your own gift, then start it, because God gave you that gift. So you shouldn't think about what if. No, just start it, because it's your gift. It's not going to go anywhere. It's your gift, right? So, yeah. So if you're still in school, working on your career, job, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But you could also work on your calling at the same time, right? So, yeah, as you're working on it, you're just going to just keep getting different assignments from God, but just start from somewhere, whatever that your gift are, because I do feel like identifying your calling is very important, because that is who you are as a person. It really makes you understand your existence in this world, right? So, yeah, so identify your calling is very important. Yeah, so right now I'm going to show you how I make my greeting card, but I might move from this section because you can't see me well here. So I'm going to move to a place where you can see me doing the greeting card, and I just have a short message for you by the end of this video. Okay, so I'm going to be showing you what I already have, right? We have this. This is the design that we're going to be working with. We have this. This is going to be our card. We have these. So these are the writings, right? Actually, it was on like a paper like this, and then I just cut them already. So I already cut them into pieces, right? And then we have our glue. We have our cutting board. We have the design for the card. I'm going to start by cutting this into the size that I want, and I'll try to place it in a position where you can see me better, right? So now I divide this into two in the middle, and then I also cut this into the size that I want. Yeah, so this is the size. So now we're going to shape the card. So what I'm going to be doing is I am going to measure this on the cutting board to just shape this card right here. All right, so since we're trying to get it into this shape, right? When we're cutting it, we don't start from here, else it's gonna mess up, right? So we have to start from the bottom and up. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to be cutting it from bottom to up. All right. So to get these design here, right? To get these design here, right? We're going to be using this one. I think you can see it better here. So you place it in here in the middle, right? Like that, right? And then you just press it like this. And then you see it. So I'm going to be doing that for like the whole row so that I could get it into the size of the design. So the next one, that means I really have to measure it right and then make sure that I get it into the angle that I want perfectly, else it's going to mess up. So here, and I'm going to be doing the rest of it. All right, so this is how it looks, and then I'm going to be cutting it to the size for the card. Yeah, so we got this part so far, which we're going to be gluing. So I cut the longest side, right? And then I'm also going to be gluing the longest side, right? So yeah. Okay, so far it's making. All right, so now I don't know if you could see it, but I got the designs ready for each and every one of them. It took some time, but yeah, so I got it done. And so now I'm going to glue this part to the card. Yeah. So now we're going to glue this part in the book. So now we got it. So this is it. And then these are the write-ins. This is the greeting card. Happy anniversary. You can see it. These are the write-ins. That's it. Okay. And now this is the happy anniversary one. It says, I feel my heart escalating even when you're not around. If my heart could ascend to the sky, it would never descend to the ground. It is a soothing feeling one could ever have. That's why I'm glad it's my entire heart and not half. Just seeing you makes me feel delighted. Just reading this makes me feel excited. You make me feel blessed. God has gifted me. I'm impressed. My heart beats, my sweet treats. You always make me feel secure. You make me feel valued. In my heart is where you reside for sure. So I'll always love you. Truly, I'm expressive about my feelings as you've read, but my emotions are still louder than my words. So this is it. And it says happy anniversary. So you can get it at www.beheavenlywords.com. And it's just a greeting card short book, and you can check out other ones, other write-ins that I've made, like poetry frames. Yeah. The short message that I have for you is, if God has placed in your heart to do something, this is the confirmation. Like, this is the video. Go for it. Whatever that it is, just go for it. And if you identified your gift while you were watching this video, this is a confirmation that you should start on whatever that God has placed in your heart. Just start from somewhere. So if you like communicating, start talking to people. Start from somewhere. And if you love making videos, start making videos. So this is just a confirmation that whatever that God has put on your heart, whatever gift that you have, it is now time to make use of it. And God is going to direct your path. God is going to lead you, and you will do exploits. So yeah, so this is the message that I had on my heart, that I wanted to give it to you, that this is a confirmation to start whatever that God has put on your heart, because you are blessed, and I'm really excited about your future. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. And if God permits, see you when I upload my next video. Bye-bye.